Manfred Lion. I live in Floral Park, New York. And my email address is classicalpop, that's CLASSICALPOP, and that's at hotmail.com, and this is for Carl. So I was out here hunting rabbits with my new rifle, and I knew that the targeting was way off, so I didn't hit a damn thing. But then I adjusted it, and that made all the difference. So I was out over this way, and by that time the sun was already below those peaks, so it was getting dark out, and I knew I had to be getting back before my mom started to worry.
How long were you out there?
Maybe about an hour or so. I mean, it was dark by the time I saw it.
And that was here?
Yeah, I mean, at first I felt this really low frequency hum. Too low to hear, but I remember I could pick it up in this ear. It was kind of like a huge subwoofer. And then it became really intense, and I could feel it all over my body. And so I looked all around, and then I looked up, and there it was right above my head. It was just hovering.
Can you describe it?
I mean, it was triangular in shape, and it was totally black. I mean, I knew that it was big, but I just couldn't tell just how big.
So there were no lights or windows of any kind?
Nah. I mean, when I hear about UFOs all covered with bright lights, I call bullshit. I mean, why go all this way through intergalactic space, then try to avoid seeing humans with bright lights covering your ship? I mean, every time Dad went on recon, it was always in the dark.
How long did it hover here?
No more than a minute or two. But, I mean, kids are bad at guesstimating time.
Could it have been a stealth bomber?
Well, as far as I know, they don't hover.
Right. Then what happened?
Well, I guess that's when I saw the being, I guess you might say. I mean, he was just standing over there where that creosote bush is right now. And I don't know if he was just standing there the whole time or what, but he just kind of appeared.
And this was the Skyman from your news interview?
Well, that's what they called him, yeah. But I knew he had to be from the UFO because he didn't look human.
Can you describe him?
Oh, he was really tall. I mean, maybe about 6'4" or more, and he was really thin, but oddly disproportionate, you know, not like us. And he was wearing a one-piece suit, and it was really tight-fitting, and it sort of glowed. I mean, I did a sketch a few years back for this UFO magazine.
Sightings?
Oh, yeah, that's the one. And it was like 300,000 circulation. I mean, when I get back to the house, you know, I made copies, so I can give you one.
Sure. Go ahead. Continue.
Well, Mr. Skyman was just standing there, non-threatening, and I wasn't really scared. I was just kind of more curious as to why he was here. I mean, I waved just to be friendly. I mean, what else was I supposed to do? But that's when I felt it.
What was that?
Well, he was talking to me, you know, in my head. I mean, not words, though, but it was more kind of like conveying thoughts and ideas. Kind of hard to describe.
What kind of thoughts?
Well, he was saying that I was safe and not to be scared. And I remember him, saying that he was on a mission to find somebody like me.
You think he was looking specifically for you?
Well, it's unlikely, but you never know. I mean, maybe he was just looking, maybe I was the right specimen, you know, or something like that.
Anything else happen?
No. Right about that time, my dad called for me over the hill, and that broke my attention. And then when I looked back, I mean, Mr. Skyman was gone, and so was his ship.
And your father didn't see anything?
Nope. I mean, he was on the other side of the hill, but he did mention that he felt that low hum, and other people on the news mentioned it too.
How did your parents react to all this?
Well, my father was skeptical at first, you know, hearing this from a 10-year-old, but then he started seeing all these news reports. I mean, my father claimed to have seen a UFO when overseas, so he was a little bit more open-minded about it than my mama was. I mean, she didn't want anything to do with it. And it got her really teed off when my dad got really excited and had me interviewed.
What did you think of all the attention?
Well, it was strange at first. I mean, kind of like a weird dream. But after I went under hypnosis, then things became a lot more clearer for me.
You underwent hypnosis.
Oh yeah, I was about 22. I went for about 6 sessions. I mean, unlike Betty and Barney Hill, I mean, they went on for 6 months.
Did you learn anything? I did. It's a big reason why I wanted you to do this film for me. But right now, we better start heading back. I'd rather not have to drive back in the dark. Way too easy to get lost out here.